purchasing our stained glass quilt block number 2. The quilt blocks have been doing super great in terms of sales, so there must be lots of quilters out there. But here we go again. This is a new pattern. Everything that's included in your kit is shown here. You should have all your glass pieces. This is your numbered pattern. You also have your fid, your flux brush, your Ameriway or Canfield solder, either one of those, your flux, and of course your copper foil and your rings to hang the piece once we've finished and get to that point. So let's start with making sure you have all your glass pieces laid out onto your pattern. The number on the glass reflects the number of your pattern, so just make sure you get them all on there. It doesn't really matter which way they turn, they should all be symmetrical, so just find whichever pattern or design you would rather have facing whichever way. And then let's get started with foiling. That's where we're going to begin. These glass pieces have already been cut and grind down for you, so we are ready to begin with the foil application. So I'm going to move my rings. Here's your copper foil. It is a sticky back like tape. You just peel the paper backing off. It does not matter which piece of glass you begin with. They all have to be foiled. The only thing I recommend is that you start and stop the ends of your foil when you begin to foil a piece of glass, is that you start and stop your foil ends where glass touches glass. So I wouldn't want to start it anywhere on these outside outer edge. So like if I start this one, I'm going to start the foil here or here where glass touches glass. Okay, so to begin, I'm going to start right here, and the way you start is you just want to place the glass right smack dab in the middle of your foil strip, and then you gently roll your glass into your foil, and you continue making sure you stay in the middle of the strip of tape all the way around. And when you come back to the beginning, you just overlap a little bit, and then you can cut or tear. It's very thin and it tears right off. Then you're going to fold your edges over, and some glass pieces may be a little thicker than others, but you should still have some sort of overlap. And the key here is that however much overlap you have on this side, you should have the equal amount on the back side. If you do not have the same or equal amount on both sides, then I would recommend taking the foil off and starting again until you get a nice even centered piece of glass in that foil on both sides. Okay, once you have it centered, then grab your fid, and we are going to burnish down all the edges to get rid of all the wrinkles, and make sure that the foil tape is adhered to the glass very well. Then you're going to lay it flat and do the same thing to this top side. Basically, you're just ironing out all the wrinkles, and then you're going to flip it over and do the same thing to the back side. You will do this with each and every piece of glass to make sure you have very good adhesion of your foil to your glass. Okay, and then we can continue on with another piece, and I'll start with this one. And again, I'm going to start here or here. I don't want to start it up here where they're on the outer edge. And again, we're going straight in the middle of that foil tape all the way around. And again, just a little bit of an overlap when you come back to the beginning. And then again, either cut or tear, and then fold the remaining foil on top of your glass all the way around. And again, same amount both sides. Okay, and then again we're going to burnish out all the wrinkles all the way around. Top side. And then back side. Same thing. Just like that. And just continue on until you have all 21 pieces of glass foiled. And when you are done, I will also be done with mine, and then we'll meet right back here to go on to the next step. Take your time and happy foiling. Alright everybody, welcome back, and I hope you have all your pieces foiled now, like I do here. I've gone ahead and after I've gotten them foiled and burnished using the FID, I just took some push pins and tacked them all the way around on top of my pattern, just to make sure that they're nice and tight and that there's no wiggle anywhere. We don't want anything moving while we start soldering. That's where we're headed next. Alright, so if you got all your foiling done, you are now done with the FID and with the foil, and we will move on to using our flux and our solder. So when you begin to solder, you need obviously flux, and that's what the flux brush is for. You're going to take, and this is a gel flux, and you're going to apply the gel flux on all of your copper foil. And you don't need to do it all. You can do a section at a time, or you can do it all. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to do this top section right here, get it all nice and brushed on. The flux is what's going to allow the solder to adhere to our copper foil. Without it, it will not stick, and the solder will act kind of like bubble gum and just get on everything and stick to everything except what it's supposed to, which is the foil. Okay, and the only thing you will need other than the push pins that are not included in this kit is you will also need a 100-watt soldering iron. I've been asked which one I use, and this right here is my choice of soldering iron. This is the Hakko FX601 or Hakko. And when it's flashing, it's ready to go. It only takes about 30 seconds to heat up. You just want to make sure you keep your tip nice and clean as you solder. It should be a nice shiny silver at all times. And it looks like something like that. And now that we've applied our flux, we will grab our solder, and there are many ways we can solder. We can do a tack solder, which is just dropping a couple of solder dots onto our foil like so. And the reason you would want to just do a quick tack solder is maybe the pins are in your way and you can't get your iron in there. So a lot of people will go ahead and tack solder their whole piece. That way they can remove the pins and then begin soldering. If you don't feel the pins are in your way, then you can just start what we call running a bead, which is to allow the solder to run down the top of the iron and then move as it is doing so, and that is called running a bead. Now if you can do that and get a nice straight solder line, that's great. If you can't, don't worry about it. Just get the solder onto your foil right now, and then we can clean it up and make it pretty a little bit later. So I'm just going to go ahead and get some solder all on these, and what we want to do is we want to put enough solder on there so that you have a little bit of a speed bump. It shouldn't be flat. The solder should have a little bit of height to it. Okay, and once you apply it, and if you didn't get it on there really pretty and it's kind of blobby like I did here, let me go ahead and finish this run here, or you don't have enough on it, then you can always take some and add to it. Okay, you can always grab and just go right down onto it and then just drop it right where you need it to go. But if it's blobby like this, you want to kind of smooth it out. The way to do that, the easiest way I've found, is just to count to 2. Do my 2-second rule. Go all the way down until you touch the glass and then come up. Go 1, 2, up. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, up. You got to leave the iron on there long enough for that 2-second count in order to melt and liquefy the solder so that it has an opportunity to liquefy and run. And just like that, once you do that 1, 2, you can go back and touch up all your lines. The solder will liquefy and run exactly where it needs to go, and then you end up with a very pretty, even solder lines. So don't read too much into it. It's not that difficult. Just 1, 2, 1, 2, and you don't have to worry about scratching up or scraping off your foil, because the foil is very hot right now since it's been heated with your iron, and you saw how thin it is, and we don't want to rip that off of your glass. And now the pins are kind of in my way over here, so we'll just go as far as we can. So there you go. And now you've got nice little speed bumps. When it cools, you can kind of run your finger across it, and you should feel a little bit of a bump elevated up off the glass. That's how you know when you have enough. Okay, so now again I have to remember that we have to add our flux, because I only fluxed up to that point. So now I will do another section, and we will continue to solder the rest of our panel. I'm going to go ahead and finish off mine. You guys take your time. Go do your panel. I'm going to do a little bit more here and show you. Again, I'm going to unroll a little bit because this does get hot. And again, I just get it on the panel, and then I will go back and play touch up. And so right now I'm just getting the solder on there. It's not the prettiest. It doesn't have to be. Don't worry about it. Just get it on there. If you need to add more, you can always add more later. And if it's globby, again, we'll clean it up. Right now I just usually get it on there, and then I'll go back and do all my touch-ups later. Just want to make sure you have enough solder on your piece. Finish here. So as you can see, I'm just kind of flopping solder everywhere. I like getting it on there first, then I'll go back and make it pretty and see if there's anything I need to touch up. If you get it on there and it looks great the first go around, then there's no need to go back and add any to it. So, alright, now I'm just going to go back and do a quick little 1-2 touch up, because this is got a little globby right there. Make that nice and even. Like that. And we'll just come down this way. Now if you have too much solder, like right here I did end up with a lot at this joint, all you have to do is just slowly drag it off and just leave it right there. Once it cools, that will just pop right off of your glass, okay? You don't need to touch it or do anything with it right now. Okay. And then here, got a little globby going up this way. We'll just even it out. Just like so. And that's all there is to it. Just 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. Take your time. You've come this far. This is not a race. This is supposed to be your me time, where you can just kind of relax. Do something crafty. Alright, so here I didn't get enough, so I'm going to add a little bit more right here. And then again, just go back over it, just like that. And there you go. So let me go finish mine off. You guys go do the same with yours. Just make nice even lines. And again, if you have too much in one area, no worries. Get it hot, liquefy it first, and then just slowly drag it off onto the glass. If it sticks to your iron, you can just give it a shake over here somewhere. And then just go back to your 1-2, making it nice and even. And like I said, don't worry about that one. That one will pop off once it cools down. Okay? So there you go. Go finish off yours. Yes, it'll be all kind of gunky right now with the flux and everything, but get the rest of it done. And then when I come back, we'll take the tacks out and I'll show you how to do these edges here, okay? All right, I will see you in just a few. All right, we are back. I finished soldering. And now we're going to go ahead and do the edges. If along the way you felt like the solder started acting a little gummy, that probably means you need to add a little bit more flux to it. The flux probably evaporated. So there's no problem with, you can flux on top of what you've already done if you need to. Now we're going to go ahead and flux all this outside edge. And the only thing we're going to do to this outer edge is called tinning, meaning all we're going to do is change the color from copper to silver. And we do that if you have these little dots laying anywhere, or even these little dots on top of your glass, you can even use those. It doesn't take much solder. All you're going to do is run it across this top side and change the color just like this from copper to silver. That's it. Just go across all the way. Just this top surface is all we're doing. We're not doing the edges. And if you need a little bit more solder, you can grab some of those dots and just go right on across, just like that. Okay, and then just make sure, like over here, that we do go all the way to the edge. I'm going to use some of my little dots I've got over here. Make sure I take my solder all the way to the edge. If it rolls off the edge, that's okay. We'll clean those up at the end. Just leave them, let them roll off the edge of your panel. Alright, just like that. That way we don't have any copper showing anywhere, and that we've gone to the edge on all of our joints. If you need a little more solder, I'm going to grab some right here off my roll. And again, just 1-2. And add a little bit more right there. Just like that. Okay? So basically, if you're happy with this side and all your joints have that little speed bump going across there, which mine do, and yes, it'll look ugly because the flux is all over everything and it still looks like a mess, but don't worry about it. We'll get it all cleaned up at the end. So basically, you have now completed soldering the front side. So now you're going to pick it up. It may stick to your pattern. Just flip it over. Okay, and now we are going to do the exact same thing that we did to the front, we're going to do to the back. So we're going to solder the back side. So again, I'm going to make sure that I get my flux on all my copper joints here. Again, I'm just going to do a section at a time, just like that. And yes, you can use your little dots you've got left over. No sense in wasting any solder. Alright, and again, we're just going to make sure that our soldering iron tip is clean. I like cleaning mine with just a brass brush. It has to be brass, otherwise it'll scratch your tip of your iron. So make sure you get you a brass brush, and I just give it a quick wipe. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and start running our beads. It doesn't matter where you start. You don't need to pin anything anymore since it's already held together. So we are just going to add all of our solder where I have fluxed. And we're going to do the exact same thing that we did the side one. So I'm going to do all these joints first. And then again, add some more flux. So do the exact same thing you did the side one to this side. So go solder all your joints, take your time, no hurry. And when you are done, I will meet you back here and we will finish off the edges. Okay, so keep soldering, keep working your 1-2 magic, getting beautiful solder lines going, and I will meet you right back here shortly. Have fun. Alright, you guys get all your solder lines made beautiful and everything? Then let's move on to these outer edges. So just like we did on the front side, we need to flux these edges, and we're going to do the top sides first if you haven't already done so, just like we did with the front. So I'm just making sure I got enough flux all the way around. And then we got a couple of dots there. Use some, and then again, just going to notice I've got some globs here where I kind of ran off the edge, which is fine. We're going to clean those up now. Alright, so now I have no more showing. Alright, so the last step we're going to do is the edges. Now, if you just finished your edges, be careful, it might still be hot. So what we want to do is, I like picking it up, and if it's too hot, let it sit and cool for a minute. But as you can see, we've got a couple of little blobs on these edges, and there's one right there. But I like to just let gravity help us out here. So what I do is I'll just grab a little bit of solder. There's enough flux on the edge now. I'm going to tilt this up a little bit so you can see it in the camera, but notice it's still copper on this outside edge. Okay, so again, just like we did the top and the bottom, I'm just going to run my iron across here, and as I hit that blob, I'm just going to let it fall onto the page, just like that. And now we have tinned that edge. And then I will just rotate it. Be careful if it's hot. And again, we're going to do the next side. And I'm just going to take it and run my iron down. Any globs or blobs that you may have had then should just fall right onto the page, just like there's one right there. Okay, and we're just going to continue rotating that. And if you have to, let it sit between sides because it might still be warm. And again, just right down the edge. And then the last side, well, I've got some real good ones here. So it will just fall onto the page, just like that. Okay. And we'll just kind of move the page out of the way a little bit because we don't want to sit it right back down on that hot solder. But now the last thing you want to do before we add the rings is just double check your edges on your joints to make sure they're still going to the edge. That side looks pretty good. I'm going to use some of these dots here. Go all the way to that edge. That one looks good right there. And if it gets brown or something, don't worry, that's just the flux. It'll all wash off. And then I'm just going to check the back side to make sure we ended up going all the way to the edge. And that looks pretty good there. Yeah, we went to the edge there. And all the joints are really good. That's all the edges. If you need to add some solder, like I said, I just use my dots here, or you can use some off the spool. And those look good. So last but not least, now you just got to decide for yourself which is the front, which is the back, which is the top, which is the bottom, because now we have to add our rings. I'm going to move this flux out of the way with my iron. Have to scooch it over here. Oops, did I get stuck? No. Okay. this back. And as you can see, when I put this back, and put it back the way it was, with my numbers and everything. So this is the way it was. So the rings need to go right here on these joints. Now I like putting my rings on the back of the panel. That way they're just not right up in your face on the front side. So if this were my front, then I would flip it over and I would put my ring here and here. So decide where you want your ring. The only rule is that because we don't have any type of framing, the rings have to go on a joint. So they have to go on one of these joints that go up to the edge of the glass. So decide front, back, if you've got textured glass or not textured glass, or if you like one color better than you like the other color on one side. So once you have that determined, I'm just going to go ahead and put mine right here. Then you will need to grab yourself a pair of needle nose pliers, like these here. These are rounded tips, but you can use straight ones too. And then grab your rings. Mine are still laying right here. And I like soldering my ring. You can see this. It has an opening right here at the top. I like soldering that opening into my joint. That way I don't have to worry about the chain coming out through the edge of the ring. So again, I'm going to hold it with my pliers here. I'm going to go ahead and apply my flux. And as you can see, I'm going about halfway in to that joint with my ring. So only about half of the ring is sticking out. Okay? And then we got my solder right here. So you can use the solder. If you have any left, you can grab some of this. Or you can just go down on top of your solder roll. Put you some on there, and then you're just going to drop one right on top. Just like that. And you're burying that ring so that you can no longer see the ring underneath that solder. And you notice I'm not letting go with my needle nose pliers because I want to wait to make sure that that ring and the solder has been solidified before I let go. Otherwise the ring will just fall right off. Okay, so that looks like a really good joint right there. So now I'm going to grab the other ring and do the exact same thing and solder it in to this joint right here. I'm going to go again about halfway down, make sure I flux, and I'm going to grab some solder right here and do the exact same thing. Just go right on top of that ring and into that joint, and again I'm going to wait, let it solidify. And there you go. And I'm going to hold this up a little bit so you guys can see. See how that ring is buried right underneath there? So you can't really see it. It looks like it's part of the joint. Okay? That's what you're aiming for right there. And that is it. You have now completed your first stained glass panel. Next step is to go give it a bath. I would recommend just Dawn dish soap and maybe a small brush of some sort, soft. Be careful, you don't want to brush too rough on these edges because you don't want the foil to peel off, but you do want to try to get all these stickers off and all the flux off and everything. So go do that, and then again I'll meet you right back here so we can show off our pieces. Okay, and I hope you went and did dishes. I did mine, and as you can see, it's all shiny, and your solder line should be nice and even. You should be able to run your hands across them and feel that speed bump all over the place for both front and the back. And you are now ready to add your chain or whatever it is, your ribbon, and hang it up in the window. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves, had a great time. If you want more of these kits, we have several other designs available. They all work the exact same way, come with everything you see here, ready to just be put together. and hung in a beautiful window and let the sun shine through. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please do not hesitate to give us a shout out via email at PeaceLuvGlass.com. We look forward to hearing you and seeing your finished masterpieces. Thanks again, everybody. Have a groovy day.